あのギャンブルドアが今年もやりたい放題。こんにちは、ミレイです。今回は昨年突如現れ、その見た目とガンガンいくプレイスタイルからギャンブルドアと呼ばれた男を紹介するよ。昨年のトリトンではゴミハンドでオールインしたり特大ブラフをしたりでやりたい放題にもかかわらず、ポーカーを始めてわずか数ヶ月ながらまさかの12億円を獲得。世界のトッププロたちを相手に優勝までもぎ取ったんだ。そして今年のトリトンでもギャンブルドアが参戦。変わらないプレイスタイルでまたもプロたちを圧倒していくよ。紹介するのは750万円出しのトーナメントで、インマネは23位から残り30人っていう状況だよ。果たしてギャンブルドアは今年もプロたちをなぎ倒して優勝となるのか。早速見てみよう。ゼロから始めるポーカー教室。
Ace Jack now for Limitless. Polish online long-time phenom. Limits himself to an open of, pardon me, 60,000.
Yeah, maybe considering the all-in or the half-stack all-in kind of play in this spot. Ace-Jack offsuit looking like a close one between those decisions from the hijack, 15 blinds deep. By choosing min-raise, I think we allow Chidwick to come in with a call here. See if he likes the potential. With just 15 big blinds effective, it's by no means mandatory, but also the chance that Chidwick calls and it allows Poseidon Ho in the small blind or Vladimir Korzinin in the big blind to join along. Their stacks are deeper.
Pocket fours being considered here. Button is an advantage, and also perhaps some perceptions as to Malinowski's friskiness, although Victor not exactly deep enough to get too out of line. Nevertheless, questions being asked by Stevie. A 3-bet to 155,000, helping to make 7-8 suited less attractive.
I admit, not the option I was expecting from Stevie. It looked like perhaps he was thinking about a large jam with the pocket fours, try to clear out some strong hands behind, but you just can't count on the players behind you to make the big folds that are necessary to make a jam with pocket fours good. Maybe Stevie, running through those options, decided let's just risk against Malinowski exclusively and find a path to escape if Poseidon or Korzinin were to enter the pot.
Ace-9 offsuit. One never knows what Vladimir's thinking. And he just declared all in.
I mean, this is just going to get through, right? I think both players are folding.
I don't know. I hear where you're coming from, and versus anybody else, I think I would very comfortably agree with you. But Victor has seen it all out of Vladimir.
And so is Chidwick.
The thing is, Malinowski has the benefit of holding a hand that could have Korzinin crushed, whereas Chidwick far less likely to enjoy that luxury, even though he would be paired.
Sure, and I think this is what's so fascinating about multi-way spots in poker, right?
It gets through, by the way, as the third best hand unexpectedly finds the 4-bet jam and takes it. Ladies and gentlemen, we give you Gambledore. Ace-9 for Kiat. And it looks like Victor's found the one. King-Queen offsuit. 215 in total.
Well, let's see what Vladimir has in store. Just 5.5 blinds.
He's come with a flat. What does this do to Kiat?
I'm going to leave that one up to the man at the table. So hard to decide how we want to proceed. Kiat fortunately covers everybody in this hand.
He could really lean on Korzinin's flat and then play for an even bigger pot without having a second opponent post-flop.
Not wanting to be all in at risk, or rather all in covering for 1,000,000 chips with Ace-9 offsuit. Kiat just flats.
So 725K main pot is complete, and the joint for Korzinin on a 5-high board where Kiat could have reasons to stay interested. Ace of diamonds, I'm looking at you.
Ace of diamonds is noteworthy. Although for Kiat to bet at this pot, he would need to think that he's ahead of Victor's hand, which is unlikely.
Check back from Kiat. Board pairing 3. Let's see what Korzinin does.
Kiat's going to get away easily.
And Malinowski's going to be getting away as well.
Good game.
Fortunately for him, it's from this tournament. Just verifying that Kiat would have beat him anyway before saying goodbye, and well, Korzinin claims another Vic.
これぞギャンブルドアって感じの2ハンドだったね。スタックも 40BB となり、インマネは射程圏内となったよ。
Kiat looking for a little cheddar with jacks up front raise now. Suited king on the button for Vladimir.
Okay. Korzinin continuing to fight here.
Yes, he is.
Danilo folding a king and a 4. Take note of that because Kiat will not be folding this hand. See if he decides the best path here is to 4-bet or to call. Against most players, we probably just call, but I think this well strong enough to seek additional value in some way. Kiat's inducing. No jam yet.
You know, we've seen him raise and fold. I can't remember if we've seen a 3-bet and fold from Vladimir yet. But now we have, if we hadn't already. And I got to tell you, if you're going to approach things the way that Korzinin does, having that capacity are very important.
Just 6 and 7 big blinds, respectively. With the separation that Velocevic has at this table, you'd expect him to open extremely wide from under the gun, and Stevie now. They've got all 4 9s between them. 30 big blinds effective. I don't anticipate Chidwick to want to put all those in the middle unimproved. It's just going to flat.
Not often you see two people wake up with the same pocket pair, all 9s present and accounted for.
Maybe a door open for Korzinin. Queen 10 in the small blind.
I mean, never have you wanted more to have Queen 10 than when all 9s are occupied. What has he declared here?
I think he said call.
Okay.
Always sweaty
For sure.
when he declares the action. And Smith may be tempted to stick around, but he's covered by everyone in this pot. 3 ways already. Gonna be hard to win this one. Does look like he's reaching for calling chips. 7-6 suited, such a premium drawing hand.
7-1. 8-1 rather. On the call. Queen 7 tray, top pair for Korzinin, a tickle for Smith.
What's he got on his mind here?
Note that the 9s are drawing dead. No path to a straight available. Betting right in to the chip leader open is Korzinin, and for that matter, into a 4-player field.
And the comfort of having that chip lead likely going to make Velocevic the only player who sees a turn in this pot. He can afford the 175 if he thinks Vladimir's up to no good. Chidwick going to be out with this much action ahead of him.
So, 2 fight on. As Danilo keeps his eye on Vladimir for the 175. 350 more into the middle, bringing the pot to 800,000 here. The ice is thin underneath Korzinin's feet here on a stone bubble, where the ICM pressure can be leveraged by the chip leader, who opened and hung around in the face of the barrel, but he is undaunted. 150 now.
And cheap enough from my point of view that Velocevic still probably can't get away. You worry that you're up against a pair of sevens, pocket fives or sixes, a pure bluff, who knows? Just thinking in absolutes, pocket nines on this board for 150, too strong to fold.
300 more. Pour into the center. Unbeknownst to Danilo, he was drawing dead. Now let's see, innocent enough looking 5 of hearts on the end. If Korzinin was proud of the Queen 10 across the first 2 streets, that's not a card that's going to diminish the sentiments, but perhaps being called twice will.
Just grabbing the remaining white chips from a stack that was once higher. 75k extra going to go Korzinin's way at this showdown.
Look at this milking that the chip leader's on the receiving end of. You don't generally see a line where you regress bet sizes across streets.
バブルなんだけど、ガンガン行くね。この後無事インマネして、次からはインマネ後のハンドになるよ。
Korzinin with the short stack, just what the doctor ordered. Ace queen of clubs, in it goes. This from under the gun.
Vladimir. Reasonable one in the hijack. Haven't seen him make folds like this just yet.
How much is that?
Pondering this ace-10 offsuit.
Oh.
He's gonna flat it. Nothing complicated ensues behind, and Korzinin will love the look of the dominant hand in an over 1 million chip pot here. Jack 5 deuce. Korzinin performing well, but he's had a seat for some of the magic that Gambledore has pulled off in these spots. Now the nut flush draw as well for Korzinin, but of course any queen will do for Vladimir. And instead it's the ace, as both men make top pair, but Korzinin will double.
Wow.
2 kings for Kiat in the face of a Korzinin open with ace-jack. Vladimir can get sticky with these Broadway aces.
And a bit of history between these two. Kiat 4-betting Korzinin without showdown not long ago.
Declaring 295,000. At 155.
Something's been announced.
What did he do?
I think he's in.
Oh, wow. And this feels like it was sized to induce, Kevin, out of Kiat against Vladimir in particular, who he knows can put the whole thing on the line at any given moment, including this one. We're out of nowhere. A 1.9 million chip pot takes shape at the feature. Kiat Lee's fate hanging in the balance. 71% heading to the flop. More than that now on the 8-6-5 board, which is clean. He has spade coverage. Keep it ace free, dealer. That's what Kiat's thinking. Compliance on the turn. And on the river as well. Healthy pickup there for Kiat. Cards are back in the air. Dirty diaper for Vladimir. In the small, he limps. 10 offsuit now for Eibinger, who snacked on Ponikov's outer table action just before the break with a check jam.
Queen 10, not typically a hand that's aggressive in these spots pre-flop, although maybe could have gone after the Korzinin limp here. We know how active he is when he likes his hand.
Matthias instead deciding to allow the flop to deliver top pair to his doorstep. More than we can say for the nut low here, which checks. Eibinger going to check back. 0% for Vladimir on the turn, but I do confess I have sensed this propensity from Vladimir, Kevin, and tell me if you're with me, in the face of what he considers disinterest in a heads-up spot, to lay claim to pots and do so at big sizes.
And I wonder if this is Eibinger's exact plan in this pot, his hand well good enough to have opened the action on the flop and stacked off for 15 blinds, but maybe felt like this was the way to get more action.
105. Bet and called. Pot up now to 390. Clubs coming in, but Eibinger improving to the queen high straight, and with zero hesitation, Korzinin announces another barrel, 325K. I think this is call and nothing else, as you see Eibinger promptly arriving there, and Korzinin just snap folds. Did he show the queen or the 10? Looks like the 10.
10, yeah. I think Korzinin's hand hit the muck there.
ちょっとやりすぎたね。そしてこの後はミステリーハンドって言って、ハンドが隠された状態での映像になるよ。ギャンブルドアがどんなハンドなのか、みんなも予想してみてね。
Ends now. Back at the feature for BK. Clicks, and it's mystery hand time. Brought to you by WPT Global, and who makes this a more difficult proposition than Vladimir Korzinin? This is expert mode engaged.
To even try, Ali. How am I gonna... We'll do what we can.
Let's see what Vladimir has on his mind here. Looks like a flat.
Starting with call, and we've seen Korzinin be splashy.
Have we seen him slow play a big hand?
I was just thinking, not really. I think even what you might think of as a marginal to big hand, like ace-jack, pocket fives, hands like this, he tends to fast play as well, so maybe rating this pre-flop range to be relatively capped. Ponikov's thinking about an overcall here. Getting quite short. He wants to play this spot wider.
Using a time bank to mull with 10-8 off. Should a stack at the table.
Potentially trying to extend the length of this hand as well a little bit. He's got his eye on that $10,000 pay jump that comes at 17. No, just mulling over the pre-flop defend. Passes on a close spot.
Well served, by the way. Considering the presence of a couple of 10s, so it's heads up between Gambledore and BK. 390 in the middle. King 4 deuce, 1 overcard. Staring down the 10s.
Playing a hand like this out of position against Korzinin is just uncomfortable no matter what we do. Brian starts with a check, and we've seen how much aggression he's willing to put into the pot when he smells weakness.
This is going to be another one of those occasions.
220. 220.
Here's that way. 220 into 390.
Too much hand to fold. At least at this venture for Brian.
The discomfort, of course, is associated with our call now, bringing the pot to 830K. This is all created by Vladimir's sizings.
Yeah, making a big bet straight away. And we saw this before with King 10 on Ace Queen X, I believe it was.
Then he downsized across turn and also river. Let's see how he approaches this one. A board pairing deuce. Kim defers once more. Brian covers slightly.
Korzinin seemingly taking note of that with the lean forward, observing Brian's stack. wonder if that's sort of like a, do you have enough chips for me to bluff you off of this one kind of look.
Well, he does check back, and it does feel that we can safely remove King X from his range when he does that based upon some of the data that we've got.
You'd think so, yeah. The deuce, so innocent. But
I mean,
no
a delightful
draws.
river for Brian.
No draws to worry about. Is there any chance that Korzinin slows down with a king?
I mean, if I'm Brian, I'm thinking I don't need to worry about King X, Jacks, or Queens, and yet I'm being asked for almost all of my stack. Korzinin with zero hesitation, jamming now. I mean, does it feel like something between pocket fives and pocket nines to you?
It really doesn't. I mean, a few data points, Ali. One was the pre-flop flat, which we've observed Korzinin willing to 3-bet with small pairs in the past.
Yeah.
Second is the large size on the flop, which, based on recent history, I feel to be somewhat polarized. Korzinin not automatically betting medium strength hands from what we've seen.
Okay.
But that possibility of a king checking the turn, it feels so unlikely, right?
Agreed.
I mean, are we really looking at a man who's sitting on quads right now in some way? Trap the turn when he improves?
It's tough to make quads. If I park you in Kim's seat right now, in this spot, in this 50K, how do you feel about 210s? All that you know about Korzinin?
I'm prepared to, well, I guess I don't have to go home if I make this call, but
bring yourself a lot closer to the trip, though.
All the things that I've seen out of Korzinin this stage in the tournament, we've just seen him be honest when he really has a big hand, and that turn check feels like a big data point.
I'll tell you what, this is as close to flustered as I think I've ever seen Brian Kim in a spot. He is so stoic.
Yeah.
And really has his bearings more often than not, but one cannot fault him for feeling a bit discombobulated here.
Don't want to conflate this spot with the magnitude of World Series main event, but I'm getting flashbacks to Brian Kim and his deep run in the World Series main. He made a big fold to a very capable, very erratic, aggressive player. He was incorrect. These kind of things get ingrained into your psyche.
3 time banks remaining for Brian, who's
early Christmas donation.
gone through a few.
Seems like a wise move. Try to glean a bit of info.
Feels like you want to give me a gift. Two left.
Korzinin tight-lipped.
I got nothing from that exchange. That was I'm on my last after this runs out, yeah? Okay.
Is it a gift or is it a hatchet, chat? R10's good. What does Vladimir Korzinin have tucked away between the question marks? BK makes the call. And it was a gift. 6-5 offsuit, the gut shot. Vladimir Korzinin stuck Brian Kim in the blender.
最後も捕まっちゃったね。残念ながら今年は優勝とならず18位で飛んでしまったよ。賞金はおよそ1300万円。十分すごいんだけど去年ほどのインパクトは残せなかったよ。けど最後まで盛り上げてくれてまた今後も参加があるのか注目だね。